Okay, so this is the Golden Mount Wat Saket, but I probably shouldn't have videoed in there. I don't know if I could or not, but it's probably okay, because I mean there's people out here selling stuff. So it is a religious place, so people are like coming to worship and pray, but it's also a attraction too, so I think it's okay. But let me get a ticket, and then I'm gonna go up these steps, and we'll go all the way to the top. Okay, and so this is the Golden Mount. Wat Saket is the temple name. So I heard it's about 300 steps. So, but they're little small steps, so it's not too bad. There's some koi fish. Real beautiful. All these temples, this is one thing I've noticed. Well, not all of them, but the ones that are like kind of pronounced, like the ones that people really talk about. For whatever reason, it feels like the air conditioner on is at the location of the temple. So I thought that was kind of funny, or not funny, but I don't know if they picked that location because it feels like the air conditioner's on, or if it's because some other thing. But I just remember at Po Lin Monastery, it felt like the air conditioner was on everywhere as soon as you I guess these people get used to walking up these steps. Oh wow, that thing was deep. Big old gong. All these little bells. All this stuff. I don't know the significance of ringing the bells or banging the gong. I know you're not supposed to do it like they're doing it. Honestly, that's probably disrespectful to do it like that. But I think these people are so used to this being a tourist area. Tourist attraction, I mean. They kind of overlook it for the most part. Well, this isn't too bad. I'm already at the top. I was only about, a minute? I'll see what they're talking about, the view. Beautiful view. When I get to the very top, I'll kind of pan out. Look at those flowers there. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. More steps. Of course. Gotta get it all, right? Let's do it. I'm gonna speed walk it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna slow walk it. Oh, good Lord. It's very high. And I'm close to the hotel, too. That's cool. I think I'm only maybe a 5-minute bike ride, so it should be about 40-50 bucks. I don't know where that goes, but they got it blocked. Looks like that's the very top. Whew. Solar panels. No sitting. Let's find out why. That's why. Good Lord, I bet. Good. I mean, you can think about it. I bet somebody. Whew, I don't even want to say it. That scares me just looking at it. If this was in America, there would be guardrails, all like high guardrails. There's no way this would be in America, especially with kids. So here's the view from the top. That was a little workout. Not way too bad. There's Bangkok. I'm trying to see if I can spot the Grand Palace from here. I don't think so. Maybe in that direction. It says, please don't take off your shoes. Please keep your shoes on. Okay, that's gonna. I guess on that red part, you would take your shoes off. Okay, so now I'm going up this little narrow. Oh Lord, I almost banged my head on that. Okay, now we're talking about a view. Look at this. Man. Okay, I got the big old gong here. Look at that. Oh, wow. Wind chimes. Ocean, don't take home. Okay. Look at that thing. This is so cool. They got water up here. I want a cold water though. I don't want a hot water. I guess that's maybe that's an elevator. They're up with the times up in this temple, I think. Maybe not. They still got this. They got to climb up. Whew. Surely they got something to get you up there though. Let's see, way down. I guess that's a little stairwell. Okay. Oh man, look at that. I wish I knew what was in what direction. I would say I was way over this way. So today, going to the artist house was the furthest distance that I would normally go. So yeah, everything else up here is going to be kind of a short distance. You can feel a little bit cooler up here because of the altitude. I mean, you're not like way high. I mean, I walked up here, so, you know, in about, what, 5 or 6 minutes. So it can't be that high, you know. I mean, that building's taller. Prince Palace, whatever that is. Okay. All right, so I got the artist house and Wat Saket, Golden Mount. I got that in today. I feel accomplished, you know. They got little umbrellas in case it was raining. I've been lucky too. I haven't been rained on this whole time. I thought for sure at some point it would be all raining on me, but I don't know what this building is. But I don't think there's any. I thought this was where there was and it may be, like vultures, like they brought all the bodies to burn or to like store somewhere during a bad disease or something like that, like years ago, like thousands of years ago. And all these vultures came, and so they had statues of vultures. I might have overlooked it, but I didn't do enough research before, you know, I was just running late and I wanted to go ahead and get here. So anyway, we'll take a picture of this and then I'm gonna head on down. Okay, I thought I'd overlooked it or something, but it's on this other side. So there was like there's somewhere where it tells what happened, I think on this board. Anyway, they put about a lot of bodies here, right? And they didn't have anywhere to, like a morgue, for there's too many bodies. They had like a typhoon or fever or something, and like it was like tens of thousands of people died, and they would just stack the bodies up, right? And so that's what all these vultures represent. Whenever all the dead bodies were here, the vultures were up here like eating on the people. It's crazy. So I mean, that's why these little vulture statues are everywhere up here. You know, to kind of represent, you know, what had happened and stuff. I'm gonna go down to, I'm not sure if I gotta think I can get to it from the other way though. And then this is another Buddha statue. So people come here. I don't know what the significance of this temple is per se, but there's a few little Buddha statues. So for a lot of these people, they burn incense and they donate money. You know, it's like Christianity back home for us. So for them, it's really important, you know, to honor like the deities or the gods, or especially if you want your place in your life to be good. You typically, you know, pray to some god for fertility if you're trying to have a child, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know the significance of these bells, and I don't want to just start ringing stuff. There's no point in it. It's just cool to look at for me. But here we go. So look at that. They went into detail on this. So here's like the story. Of course, it's in Thai. You'd have to screenshot it and do Google Translate, be able to see it, or to read it in English, I mean. But yeah, look at that. So the vultures were up here eating. Oh, here we go. We got it in English. This is like the story behind it. I'll do like a screen. Let's see. Cholera disease spread. So it was 30,000 deaths. Today, Malaysia is where most of those people came from, I think. The bodies were transported through the only city gate that was allowed for this purpose. And so they brought them to this temple to like store the bodies because they didn't have anywhere to put them. And then during 6 decades in which the cholera spread, the temple was full of vultures. So 6 decades of vultures. They were all over the branches just eating the people that had died. Good Lord, man. That's something. So you see it's like a little dummy, like a body right there, and then all the vultures. And then these are the I guess the monks that were looking after it. I don't know. But this paints a real picture of what it was like too. Look at that. Man. That's something. Okay. That's it for Wat Saket. I got just enough battery to go home. You know? Or to get to the hotel. I keep calling it home. It's the hotel. they get like centimeters from the next one. It's crazy. Look at that, like centimeters. It fit 3 of them side by side. And we going around the traffic. Look at that. Well, watch out for that mirror. Oh, brother. I got a zigzag to go around the mirrors. Oh. You got some rolls of carpet or something. These people take everything on a scooter. It makes me rethink what I'm taking on my scooter. Where there's a wheel, there's a way. I saw a guy that had a step ladder and a bag of tools with him. you're good. You're good. That was awesome, man. You got skills, brother. Skills, man. Yeah. Appreciate that. Kapung. Oh, let me let you do it, man. I can't do it.
Okay.
You got skills, man. I love that. Take care, brother. Oh. That was an adventure right there. Alright, so this is the hotel. I didn't do any research. This is all go-go bars and stuff down there. So I don't really go down. That's not my thing. But I go around this corner where they throw the trash out. That's how I leave every day. So this is the hotel. This is Maxim Inn. It was affordable. It was real affordable, I thought. So you got a little bar outside. And I'll show you around the room and stuff. Thank you. Yeah, so it's on this way. Yeah, man. Kind of wore out from today. Definitely taking the elevator. Oh, and I got a scale here. I thought that was cool. You can weigh yourself. Stairwell there. Elevator. Not a lot of floors. I don't even remember what floor I'm on. I think 4th. I guess you could tell by the video that that's the scooter ride. I mean, it's like if you let me turn this around. If you live through it, I mean, it's an adventure, you know. I think so. Anyway, going to the hotel now. My bed's all a mess. Pretty much just like roll all over the place. You know, I was sleepy, so I just like toss and turn and stuff. But anyway, here's the floor. Let me turn this around so you can see. And this is what you see from the outside. I'm make sure I don't drop this camera. Good Lord. Normally, I always have it around my neck before I do anything. So there's not a lot of rooms on the floor, so it's kind of a small hotel, I think. It's not the nicest. You know, got a hole right there with some wiring. All right. I'm gonna try to be kind of quiet. I know it's middle of the day, but I don't want to wake anybody up. Okay. All right. And this is my view from the outside here. You can see the go-go bars with the women. I'm sure you probably saw them while we're riding by, but I don't really care about all that. So you put the key in here, and that's what activates the lights. That's the same way Hong Kong was. I'm gonna leave that do not disturb. I don't need anybody making my bed. I don't make it every night at home. So yeah, let me set this down. My beautiful artwork. I swear, if I lived here, like places like the Artist House would be my getaway. I mean, it's just so cool, man. You meet these people that are like, I don't know how to. They're just like they're doing stuff, you know, like interesting stuff. I don't think anybody will come in, but let me lock it just in case. All right, so I probably should have looked at that just, you know, because you never know with a different country. But let's see, let me kick my shoes off because I've been walking around. I don't want to get bathroom because my feet will be wet when I come out. So anyway, as far as amenities, there was a hairdryer, 2 rolls of toilet paper, you got body wash and soap, and that actually does really hot. It's just that little wheel, you got to turn it until it catches in a certain spot. But I'm not complaining. I took a lukewarm, like room temperature water shower when I first got here because I didn't think that. I thought that just knocked the chill off, but it actually gets hot. But I didn't know that. So anyway, pretty nice shower. I mean, for what you know, you got a little sprayer. You can move it around or keep it in one spot. Use it like a regular shower. Here's a view, so you can get a better view. So this is like an Indian restaurant, which it's not that anything against Indian food, but any kind of food. But if it's like sitting out and I'm not seeing them cook it, I don't want to eat it. You know, I want it fresh, especially whenever the prices are cheap. I want something fresh, you know. Anyway, go-go bars all down this block, and this will be loud. And as soon as it gets dark, and it stays loud until about 1 o'clock in the morning. But I don't care. It don't bother for what I'm paying for this room. I mean, I think it was like $20 a night. So I mean, come on, you know. I don't even think it was 20. I want to say it was like 13 or 14. So I mean, what do you expect? You know, it's gonna be something. But I'm sure this is probably one. It's not really like a rent by the hour type room, like like people would have it, back at home. But it's kind of borderline on that, just because of the road that it's on. So when I first got off the subway system, the BTS SkyTrain above ground subway. Let me turn this around here. Yeah. So I thought that that first street, because I was looking at the map, I was like, oh, okay, I'm already, I'm just it's like right around the corner, right? But no, it's actually about a block or two down. So the first street I went down was Soy Cowboy. So the first 4 or 5 bars are like go-go bars, stuff like that. And I was like, hold on now. So I walked all the way to the end of the street, and they told me I was about a block and a half up. And I was like, okay, so I walk all the way back. Then I turned down the street. So you got like a Thai kitchen restaurant, and then you've got, what else is it? I think right after that, it's, they call it massage places, but it's not massage. It's pretty much like brothels, and mostly ladyboy brothels at that. So anyway, I'm just, they kept pulling on me to like come in here, 1,000 baht, 2 girl, 1,000 baht, and I'm like, no, like I don't even want to go in there if it's free, I don't care what the price, I don't want to do it, no lady boy, no, I didn't want to be disrespectful, but it's like, I know they probably thought, well, that's why he's here. It's like, no, my hotel's at the end of the street. I want to get to the hotel. And finally I asked downstairs, I said, how can I get out of here without going through that all the time? And plus, I don't really like somebody knowing I'm coming in and out. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being watched or tracked or something. Like sometimes I just want to go walk around, boredom. Or I may leave and come back, and I want to do it as many times as I want without somebody looking at me and staring at me, and makes me feel weird and stuff. But so anyway, separate Wi-Fi downstairs than in the room. I've noticed that, but actually a good signal in here. It's a really good signal. You got clothes hangers. You got above storage if you needed that, which I would feel like I can't see above it, and I would leave something. And I hate to step on this to see what's up here, which I don't need. I don't have that much stuff. So I got my bag, just miscellaneous things. Turn this around. Yeah, got my clothes. Everything's all kind of a mess. Tonight I'm charging all my camera batteries up. I got my little checklist of things. I think I got it in the bag that I want to do. Oh, and the bed's nice. Air conditioner, ice cold. I don't know what this number thing is, but you put that below, I think it goes all the way down to 12. That's like ice cold. Feels good when you get out of that heat. Anyway, bed was pretty clean. I did notice ants. There were a few ants, but you know what I mean. What do you expect, for $14, come on. They give you water, no ice. But what I could do is get, I think next time I find like a styrofoam cup or something, I might fill it with a little bit of water, let it freeze. Because, there's a little freezer right there. So it did come with a fridge. I know it's probably dark in here. Yeah, I don't know how well this is recording with it being dark. But in a TV, it's got about 5 or 6 channels. They do give you, I may try this tonight, actually right now. Well, not this second, but anyway, it's coffee, and then here's the hot water. So you can heat the hot water. It's like Nescafe. This is probably good. Shoot, I'm definitely gonna get a cold, or not? Honestly, probably a room temperature shower right now, and get all these clothes. I'm all sweaty, but it was a full day. Okay, I'm supposed to be doing a tour of the hotel room. I forgot all about it. I started rambling. Okay, so got the lock here. You put the card in here, the room key, so that way you never leave without it. Or because you got to turn the lights off, you take the key out. If you won't have lights, you got to put the key back in. That activates it. The same way it was in Hong Kong. So you got toilet, sink, hair dryer. You got 2 outlets here. Toilet paper, 2 towels. Hot water heater, you got to turn that little dial, and then the sprayer. And when I first got here, I took like a room temp water because I didn't think that worked. You know, I turned the dial and it didn't really heat up. So it's kind of fidgety. You got to kind of like tweak it a little bit. But it comes on and it's hot. So you got a wall outlet here. Got that lamp. I think you just hit that switch. I didn't do it. Got a phone for local calls, air conditioner remote. When you put that on, it'll go all the way to 30. I don't know what that's the power of it or whatever. That could be the degree in temperature in Celsius, probably. But 17 Celsius, and it feels good in here. It's not like ice cold, but it's like, it's getting there. Probably about another 5 minutes. I'll have to turn it off. It'll be too cold. Got a little couch. TV only has about 5 or 6 channels that I see that I'm not going to watch any of it. Got a little cafe drink. I'm going to drink these tonight, actually. That looks good. But 2 bottles of water, kind of hot water kettle. Got my bag, my clothes. Got some coat hangers. Got overhead storage. A lot of overhead storage. Like in Hong Kong, this would be somebody's bed. Like straight up. Like the hotel room would end like right here. I mean, not a hotel room, but the house or apartment, the flat, whatever you want to call it. And you would sleep up there. You got the desk down here. They make the most of the space. Then you got little chairs, comfortable too, and a little mini fridge with a freezer inside. And a lock safe, but I'm not putting anything in there. I'm just paranoid of those. Feel like I'm on, you know, I don't know. Feel like somebody else got the code, you know. They gonna get my stuff. Either I won't be able to open it, you know. But so, Wi-Fi is different downstairs than it is upstairs. Let's see. I don't know what size bed this is. May just be a full. Either full or a queen, I don't know. But it's comfortable, real comfortable. No roaches or anything like that. I did notice small ants, and it wasn't many. It was like, I think I saw about five little small ants. And it was coming from behind the fridge. So there's got to be some food back there that, you know, or some sauce or something that dripped and just, you know, they didn't pull the fridge out and mop, you know. It's that sort of situation. But anyway, turn this around here. Yeah, so I think for now I'm going to put my batteries on charge and charge those up again. I kind of keep a tally in baht. I don't keep it in US, but I keep it in baht because it's easy, because it's like spent 17 baht, 20 baht, you know, I'm adding it all up. And at the end of the day, I total it up and see what that is, the equivalent in US. And then, you know, I'm kind of keeping track of it during the day, but it's like, I'm not nitpicking over $5 or $6, you know, to stay in a budget. You know, it's like the main thing is getting everything done on the checklist, all the stuff that I want to see. So tomorrow, actually tonight, I'm going to bed early, and tomorrow I'm getting up, like I'm setting my alarm. I'm getting up like super early, like 6 o'clock. I want to be at the temples. Like I want the most time tomorrow, because I think they close at 3. And so I got the reclining Buddha temple, and then there's I think it's the Emerald Buddha. It's like a big Buddha statue inside of a temple, and it's real colorful and stuff all around. And then you go across, and that's another thing. I had to figure out how to do stuff. So with this, it makes the most sense just to get on the ferry. And the thing is, there's going to be so many people. I mean, it's like the Grand Palace and these 3 temples are the #1 tourist attraction in Bangkok. So there's going to be 50 million people, you know, that are going on that ferry. So I'm just going to join them, follow in with the crowd, you know. It may take me a minute to find out how to buy a ticket, because there's probably not going to be anything in English on the signage. And there is a good chance that somebody at that location will speak English, you know, the security or the information ticket people. So it's okay. And another thing, I noticed everybody's helpful here. They want to help you. You know, I'm not saying they want to give you stuff, but it's like, you know, if you need to ask something, they'll answer it. They genuinely don't get bothered by that. You know, that kind of shocked me. But that they're that, and it's not just one or two; it's all of them. Now you look at them; they have a real stern demeanor. They're like that. And then as soon as you start talking to them, they smile at you. So I get it. They call it Land of Smiles. I get it. So, anyways, I got my little checklist. So tomorrow, the 3 temples, and I may not even be able to see all the 3 temples. If I guess where I'm running late, I'll skip the one that. I think it's the Emerald Buddha. I might skip that for now. Or, I don't know. I might skip the Water Rune. That's the real colorful white temple. Because I want a full day there probably. There's just so much to take pictures of and video. It's just cool, the architecture. Anyway, I got the Golden Mount Wat Saket. I think that's how you call it. With the vultures and the big golden top. And you get the view of Bangkok and stuff down below. So I got that. I didn't even think I was kind of putting that on the back burner, but it was like I think it's close to it's the second furthest distance that I got to go to, or almost the second. I think Water Rune is the furthest, but it's right next. It's right across the river. So if you took away the river, it'd be the closest. To those other 2 temples. Rambling. Anyway, whoever's watching this is probably like, what is this guy talking about? But it don't matter. I do these videos for me. I don't care, So if I like rewatching it or remembering something, then that's the whole point, This is to store my memories, That's what I look at it. But anyway, today was a good day, and even though my girlfriend Michelle wasn't able, to come with me today. We got that little character drawn, and it's kind of, I don't know about the shading and stuff, but it's cool, like, anyway, I know it's what you can do in 2 minutes. Honestly, I kind of wanted to just, I probably should have said, hey, take your time. And like maybe I'll double the amount. So I think I paid him like $6 for my drawing. He kind of made me look kind of Thai, didn't he? Like Thailand people. Because he's used to drawing those, the Asian people. I look more Asian in that picture than I do white. But yeah, Michelle, got Michelle good. Got the little curl in the hair up top. I like that. He was so cool, man. I bought him a little iced coffee, and there's a guy that was just hanging out there, and like he was like the information desk for me. He's like, I thought he said a woman at first, but I think maybe he just didn't know a lot of English. I think that's probably what it was. But he said she'd be back, and anyway, it was a he. I was like, okay. Anyway, or maybe he thought that there was a woman there drawing, or it might have been. I don't know, but anyway, the dude was there when I got there, and so he was the one like filling me in, like, oh, he went around the corner, he'll be back, this and that. He was just cool. We sat there and talked for a minute. So anyway, I bought him a little cup of coffee, and I bought the guy drawing the picture a little cup of coffee. It was just, and then I had 2 of those blueberry smoothies. Man, I swear, if there was a blueberry smoothie place at the end of this road that tasted like that, I would be there. Like literally right now, I would get one and walk back to the the room. But so I got a few souvenirs out of the way. I got the elephant pants. I got this tapestry thing. I guess I can get that out and show. Yeah, because that's kind of cool. How about this? I think it's probably mass produced. And it even had like some dirt on the back of it. Like smudges. I don't care. Let me check this out. I bought this. My mom loves hanging random stuff on the wall. This is like, I can just see my mom's face when I unroll this and like, here you go. She's gonna love it. So anyway, got that, and I think I've already shown the elephant pants. I got that I think I did that at the artist house. Remember, right? So. But for now, I'm going to get a shower and just get all these sweaty clothes. It's around again. Yeah, I might go get a few t-shirts if I can find like just some basic t-shirts. I think it's already I want to say Tuesday. Yeah. I don't remember what day it was. Yeah, so it's Tuesday already. I'm leaving Sunday. So Sunday, not doing anything but going to the airport, like getting up super early, making sure I'm at the airport early. I do not want to take a chance on missing that flight. I got to go, and it's a connection flight too, of all things. So I'm gonna have to kind of. I think I got to look to see how much of a layover, but I got a feeling I'm gonna have to kind of jet through Hong Kong airport. So the Bangkok airport, it had about 20 different little conveyor belts you had to go through. I mean, you had to go all the way around the entire airport just to get to the the entranceway. I was like, whew, this is ridiculous. I guess they had to put the airport where they could put it, and they had to use the space the way they did. But still, it was something getting through all that. Really, really complicated, for everything. But, I guess, doing what they have to do, I guess, And it seemed like it was safe, like they're doing all the checks and, respect for them on that. They're trying to keep people that are bad out and, smuggling stuff. And I get it, And it's probably all kind of things that, probably come and go through Bangkok, I would think. So, yeah, I don't judge them for that. It's just the layout of the airport was kind of confusing and a lot of walking. It probably took about maybe 40 minutes just to walk to the place where you go through to walk to the next checkpoint. That kind of thing. So, and I don't even know where to go when I'm flying out. So that's why I want to get there early, make sure I'm at the gate at least an hour or two ahead of time. So I'll probably get to the airport maybe 7 hours early. I don't care. I want to know I'm there. You know what I mean? So doing that, and then Hong Kong airport, I got to look to see how long my layover is. But I got a feeling I'm probably gonna have to kind of move pretty quickly. But I feel like I know the Hong Kong airport now. Like I don't know it, but it's like I can figure it out. It's not gonna be that bad. I just go through a long kind of. The only thing with Hong Kong, they got everything labeled, so you just follow the signs. So it's not too bad. Bangkok, you just kind of got to follow the crowd and hope you're going the right way, for the most part. But Hong Kong is, if I can just get on the connection flight at Hong Kong, from Bangkok to Hong Kong, heading toward Dallas, it's smooth sailing. Because if I miss the flight in Dallas, it's okay. They'll reschedule it. There's somebody that speaks English. I'll have Wi-Fi. It's no problem. Just getting to, getting to America. Then I feel safe. Safe. I feel like everything's gonna go smooth from here on out. Then, especially when we get to Jackson. And of course, by the time I get to Jackson, it'll be midnight. Of course, it'll be cooler. I'm gonna see how much the Uber and stuff like that is to go all the way to the house, which is probably gonna be $100 or more, and I'm not paying that. So then next option is to cut the distance. Maybe I'll walk from the airport. That's another thing. Sometimes it's easier to get a Uber at the airport, and then sometimes it's easier to get a Uber kind of in town because people don't want to drive through all that check. The view outside. So there's a little Indian restaurant here, but I never see them cook the food. It's always just sitting out. So I'm like, no, I'm not eating that. I don't know how long ago it was cooked. Nothing against them, but I'm just not doing it. So there's a little small bar area downstairs. The music gets cranked up on this street all the way down because there's like go-go bars and ladyboy bars all at the end of the street. So I didn't know that whenever. Trying to see here. Yeah, so I didn't know that whenever I booked it. I knew there was one. I knew there was one at the end of the street, but it was all the way at the end. So I was like, who cares? You know what I mean? It's just that that main stretch. That's where it wants to get attention. So it's it's there. So I couldn't see what all was. I saw something that said massage. I thought it was actually like Thai massage. because most of the red light district stuff is like further down. You got Soy Cowboy, which is right next to the BTS bus station, and then you got Nana Plaza. That's, I'm gonna say it's about like 5 or 6 blocks from here. It's a pretty good little walk. I think it's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes to walk. So, you know, and I didn't want to be around all that. So I was like, well, I want someplace kind of quiet. So I picked here. I saw the Thai stuff. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's massage, but it's yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's like a brothel. it's that type of massage, and mostly ladyboy. So, in order to get to the hotel, so first I walked down. I got off the subway, or not the subway, the BTS SkyTrain, and I thought I was on the right road, right? But it was not the right road. That was Soy Cowboy. And believe it or not, it's really not that much to it. It was only like 4 or 5, it looked like, maybe 6 go-go bars that were, you know, it wasn't even all that. I mean, you know, yeah, people kind of waved at you from the entrance. You know, it was more like a place to go shoot pool and have a beer. Didn't really seem like an adult type thing, but you know, it was kind of mild, I guess. So I didn't really mind it. I was like, well, this ain't too bad. You know, it's nothing like the videos, you know, you see on YouTube and stuff and hear about. And I was like, but it's early still, too, you know. So, but anyway, I was like, well, let me, you know, I didn't really care about all that. I looked at it, you know, because I'm there. You know, so passing by, I'm looking. And I'm like, well, this ain't as bad as, you know, everybody makes it out to be. And I got all the way to the end of the street, and I'm like, hold on, where's my hotel? And the security guy said, no, you're about 2 blocks up. And I'm like, okay. So I turned down the wrong street. So I get all the way to Soy 7/1. Soy is like an alley, more or less. So that's where my hotel is. And so I walk down it. At first I see the Thai kitchen, which I saw that on Google Maps. And then I saw the massage things. And I'm like, this isn't massage. This is a brothel, like ladyboy brothel type stuff. I'm like, and then they're like coming all at you, you know, like 50 of them, you know, like $1,000, 2 girl, $1,000. I'm like, I was like, man, I don't even care if it's free. I don't want it. I just want to get to the hotel, you know. Like I just got off the plane. I'm tired. Like, you know, I don't care about any of this, you know. Like I didn't even care about food. I just want to go to bed. So I'm like, yeah. But it was a trip. And so I was like, oh God, hopefully I don't have to go through that every time I want to leave the hotel, you know. And so I did venture out the first night for about 10 minutes, and I bought a little tapestry thing for like $5 or $6 that I thought Mom would like it. It's real colorful. She'll hang it on the wall. I figure she'll like it, you know. And I bought a Sprite, you know, because it kind of settles your stomach a little bit. So anyway, did that, and then I came straight back. I didn't really feel like walking around to hunt food. I was like, I just want to go to bed. So that's what I did. Anyway, and so this morning I said, hey, is there a way to get around all these bars, like without going through it? And so this alleyway right here, you'll go all the way out and to the right, and it smells so horrible too. But that's where all the garbage and I guess the sewage line is too. So, and where they dump the old food and I don't know, who knows what. But anyway, it all goes back behind all those buildings back there, and that's the way I walk if I'm leaving on foot, you know, to get to the main road. So it's about probably about a 5-minute walk of just worse than Bourbon Street. I'm talking about, you think of Bourbon Street times 5 as far as nastiness. That's what it is. It don't matter, you know. Got to get to the street. But I tell you the truth, I kind of see now, like if you're going anywhere in Bangkok, this is my personal advice: don't get a car. I mean, yeah, you're safe in a car. If you got kids and a family, get a car. But if it's just you and you're up for an adventure, get on the back of one of those motorcycles or scooters. Now, I'm talking about they split lane. They get centimeters. I'm not talking about inches. I'm talking about centimeters from mirrors and everything. Make sure you got your arms folded in to where they could see around. I'll be riding with a couple of them, and they have busted mirrors. I'm like, oh God, you know, like. And I got on the interstate this morning, going about 75. And God, I mean, I didn't have a helmet on. I was like, good Lord. But that guy's tires were real wide, and the seat was real comfortable. I felt safe on it, to be honest with you. I was hand holding the camera halfway through the, at first I was nervous. And that's another thing, you don't know how well the drivers are doing, they could have been drinking or something. But anyway, the second driver, his bike had real slick tires on the back and real narrow, and it was real hard, like the seat. And I was like, I didn't really feel too safe on that one. I was gonna hand hold the video camera and stuff. And I'm like, he was nice. Everybody's nice, but it's like I didn't really feel safe on that one. I was like just kind of bear hugging the guy, just so I don't fall off of the thing. But anyway, and then this last driver, he was cool, man. Like that was a freaking adventure. like I just paid 70 baht, so $2 for a 20-minute or 30-minute adventure. We rode from Wat Saket back to the hotel, and I mean it was like this guy was ramping like on the side of the curves, going over going in the other lane, like the opposite, like oncoming traffic lane, 2 lanes over to get over. I mean I was like, wow, man, this guy, man, no fear whatsoever, I was like, this is awesome. I was trying to get it all on video, and I wasn't even scared. I was just like, this guy's got skills. Like, I had to give him the little bro hug handshake, I was like, man, you got skills, man. Like, this is cool, man. But so anyway, I'll say this. Yeah, you can take the subway, you can take the water taxi. You can save money that way. But if you get on the back of these motorbikes, you're going to get there quick. And it's not like you got to hunt for where to go. I mean, they're going to get you right to the door of where you need to go. The only catch, got to have Wi-Fi. Got to have phone signal, which I didn't have. I hadn't bought a SIM card for my phone. So on the last stop, coming from Wat Saket, I couldn't, there was internet connections, but I would have had to just start walking randomly looking for like a McDonald's or a Starbucks or something, American that I recognized to where I could get a Wi-Fi signal, But the woman at the tourist information desk was like, I will book, I'll book it on my phone. I'm like, are you sure? I was like, because there's an option to pay for cash. I said, I was like, so I can pay him in cash, right? No card? She goes, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, she booked it for me. It was 70 baht. So about $1.90, something like that to get home. I mean, if I had gotten on subway to this subway, I mean, I probably could have saved 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? It's not that much of a difference. But anyway, so I bought her a Fanta. It was like 17 baht. So that's about maybe so about 50 cents for it was a pretty nice size can. Like in America that would have been $3.40, that big a difference. So here it was only like 40 cents, for a big can of Fanta. And I gave her a 20, so that's not much, to be honest with you. That's less than $1 US. But over here, that's enough. She could buy she could buy a cup of coffee at or not a cup, more than a cup of coffee. Honestly, I'd probably buy a pizza, the equivalent of a pizza, like a $25 pizza at home, or $30 pizza, So anyway, she was like shocked that I would have paid her. I was like, she didn't want to take it. I'm like, please take this. I was like, how long of a walk I probably would have had to have done, and the not knowing of where to go. I said, it is worth me giving you less than $1. You know what I mean? It is well worth it. So total, I spent $1.10 on the drink and the tip. So it's worth $1.10. It's worth way more than $1.10, but you got to keep in mind, you don't want to hand somebody $20 U.S. here, because that's like handing them $100, you know. So it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying it's not needed, you know. Just given the 20 Bangkok dollar, the baht, was more than enough to shock her to be like, wow, thank you, you know. So that's all in her eyes and stuff. So anyway, you can see the leftovers from the tom yum soup. I wish I could have brought that back, but I didn't know how to bring it back without spilling it on everything. And you know, sometimes I didn't know if I needed two hands to grab a hold of the back of the jacket of the grab driver, you know, because sometimes, you know what I mean, you don't know what's coming to pick you up.